Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day, and it's a lot better than me than being sick. I lied, guys. I'm sorry. I made a post on my channel saying, hey, I won't be making any videos today. I'll be making one video day today and doing the others tomorrow. But what we have here is that Daniel Penny has been found not guilty, and this is something to rejoice about. This is something to be very happy about because Daniel Penny is free, and the New York jury did not let him down. Now, I'll be addressing some of my opinions here, but there's a few things that people need to go what's going on. So, what we have here is from the New York Post saying Daniel Penny acquitted in subway chokehold death of Jordan Neely, sparking applause, uproar in New York City courtroom. It says here that Manhattan jury has cleared Daniel Penny of criminal wrongdoing in the chokehold death of Jordan Neely on a crowded subway. A caught on video killing that sparked fierce debate over the city's mental health system and crime underground. The courtroom erupted in applause as the panelists acquitted Penny of criminally negligent homicide, which could have put him in behind bars for up to 4 years. In Neely's chokehold death aboard a crowded uptown F train in May 2023. We, the jury, have come to a unanimous decision on count two, the four-person on the jury told the courtroom. Goes on to say, Penny immediately broke out a huge smile and turned to hug defense attorney Thomas Tenniff, even as Neely's father, Andrew Zachary, was escorted from the room. Which, by the way, that guy is also trying to sue Daniel Penny for killing his son, because obviously he cared so much about his son that he was living out on the streets for decades, and then all of a sudden when he dies, his father's all like, ching, oh, let's go and get more money because, I see green in my eyes that I could probably sue him for. But it doesn't look like that might actually go too well for him. Continues. Racist effing country, one Black Lives Matter supporter yelled as she left the room. Another Neely supporter, turning to Penny, screamed, "It's a small world, buddy," before leaving the room. Manslaughter, the top charge against Penny, was tossed on Friday after twice said they couldn't reach a unanimous verdict. So, that's what's going on here, right? Now, I'm going to address this briefly, right? I'll address this in a little bit because I want you guys to understand that there is a lot of BLM insane people talking, and I think you guys needs to get across. But first, what we're going to do is go over this and be talking about the specific person here. So what we have, jurors sided with Penny's defense attorneys who had argued that the Marine narrator was justified in rushing to protect his fellow subway strap hangers when he subdued the erratic homeless man. The lawyers had also questioned whether there was sufficient evidence that the chokehold caused Neely's death. Who do you want on the next train ride with you? One of his lawyers even raised in his closing statement in Manhattan Supreme Court. Sorry. The guy with the earbuds minding his own business who would be there for you if something happened. Or perhaps you just hope that someone like Jordan Neely does not enter that train when you are alone, all alone in a crowd of others frozen with fear. Lawyers who had also questioned whether there was sufficient evidence that the chokehold caused Neely's death. Yes, and see, there you go. Just dying over here. So, yes. So, we're going to be talking about this. We had a woman here that was pretty much saying, oh, the prosecutor was pretty much saying that she had a case where a guy was robbing another man, an elderly man, and pushed him down in the struggle of getting his money, and the old man, died. And she said, oh, well, because I feel bad for him and his understanding, I'm going to lessen the charges against him, even though he was robbing this elderly man, attacked this elderly man, killed this elderly man, and did a felony. I'm going to reduce the charges. This is what this woman is saying here.
So I'm going to give you an example of something that I did with a recent case of mine, and this has never been done in my office. I had a murder case where the defendant did not intentionally kill the victim. He went into an ATM on the Upper West Side and tried to rob an individual. Unfortunately, it was an older individual. He was 86. And in the course of the robbery, he fell to the ground. And as a result, he died. This is, under the law, a felony murder, which is akin to intentional murder. However, when I first got the case, I took the time to learn about the defendant, And it was a strong case, so it wasn't about a who done it. I knew immediately who did it. I could prove it. I could take it to trial that day and win it. But it wasn't about that. It was that the more I learned about the defendant and his life and the circumstances, the kinds of things that Jarrell was talking about, that one should take into account the trauma of that individual. I really felt incredibly sorry for him that he had gotten to that point in his life where he felt like there was no other choice but to commit this robbery.
Yeah, so what we have here is Daniel Penny's prosecutor is doing this out of just complete out of wokeness and a political stunt, and she reduced the charges of a man because she felt bad for him. Well, guess what? When you put feelings into play, you make horrible decisions, and that woman made, obviously, a horrible decision. And there you go. We have this here as well. The verdict drew an immediate reaction from across the nation. Daniel Penny's actions were heroic and protected the lives of people on that train, House Speaker Mike Johnson wrote. We used to celebrate bravery like this in America, but the left continues their crusade to protect criminals and prosecute heroes, Johnson said. Good to see this change dismissed. In the Big Apple City, Councilman Joe Burrow has said the jury session underscores nothing other than the perverse sense of justice held by Bragg. Continues to go on here. Every New Yorker is fearful on the subway and had no problem understanding the context of Daniel Penny's actions. The acquittal comes after jurors heard from more than 40 witnesses, including passengers who described Neely's terrifying outburst on the train before Penny approached him from behind and took him down at the Broadway Lafayette station. One trafficker testified she was scared shitless hearing Neely ranting about being willing to die and go to jail. She later thanked Penny for stepping in to restrain Neely, who also raged that someone is going to die today. Another woman on the train told jurors that she feared her for her life after hearing Neely's satanic rant. Now we're going to go into the BLM portion of it. And a mother who was taking her 5-year-old son to a doctor's appointment testified she was so scared of belligerent and unhinged Neely that she barricaded her son behind his stroller. Yeah, so everybody was terrified here, absolutely terrified. For some odd reason, Alvin Bragg thought it was a good idea to bring this to the case. Bring this saying, oh, yeah, even though the witnesses are saying, all the witnesses are saying, oh, well, this guy, Jordan Neely, was terrified us. We were horribly terrified. And then when Jordan Neely did a good thing, or Daniel Penny did a good thing, Daniel Bragg's like, I'm going to prosecute them. And then this prosecutor obviously goes out and does this, right? And that's on the case. Not to mention the medical examiner really just trying to say, oh well, by the way, even though if he has a fentanyl to kill a elephant, he's still going to be guilty for for manslaughter, asphyxiation. So yeah. So, no witness testified that Neely put his hands on anyone or lunged at a specific person before Penny put him in a chokehold. Evidence during the month-long trial will also reveal that Neely was not carrying a weapon at the time, with the cops finding only a muffin in his pocket. The polarizing case kicked off fierce conversation about a mentally ill man who was failed by the city's broken system, a sentiment even Mayor Adams expressed, etc., etc. Now, it goes on to say that prosecutors argue that Penny went too far and that his actions turned criminal when he kept Neely in the hold and after nearly all the frightened passengers had fled to the train. So, yeah, we have all of this, right? And what we have here, guys, is BLM activists that are out here raging and ranting about how it's racist for Daniel Penny to not be put in jail for something that he went out and defend other people, other black people as well, which they don't seem to care. They don't care. They didn't even care for Jordan Neely being out in the damn streets, pretty much dying and laying waste and committing crimes and trying to get him out. No, you didn't do that. But when he comes and dies, this is where you BLM activists come and do it. And they're saying like, oh, racism is strong in America. This was in the Jim Crow era and all this stupid, dumb BS stuff like that. So without further ado, here's the clowns and idiots of America ranting and raging about how Daniel Penny is a enemy to the people and how there's racism in this country.
I'm sorry to Dre. I'm sorry to Chris. I'm sorry that America has failed you. You've come here, you've shown discipline, You've shown strength. You've shown love. You've shown how to carry yourself with composure when you're facing this machine, this American judicial system that cannibalizes our people. But I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna say it loud and clear. Let the marchers march, and let the steppers step. Let the marchers march, and let the steppers step. You wanna do something about this verdict? Then you go into your neighborhood and you promote black unity. Black people, we are all we have. This system protects every other group except for the very people that built this country.
Say it.
Every group that comes here gets privileges, gets benefits, except for the very people whose fingerprints are on the bricks that built this country.
Some CHIVONA-NEWSOME. I'm the co-founder of Black Lives Matter Greater New York. I stand here heartbroken because I have to hug a father who knows that the murderer of his son will most likely go free, who has to look in the face of a jury that no matter the facts, no matter the expert witnesses, no matter the people yelling on that train that day to let Jordan go, you will kill him. They will not find a white man guilty of killing a black man in modern day America. This is no different than Jim Crow. This looks like a picture out of the picture book when you look at that anonymous jury. We have baby boomers who were there doing Jim Crow on this jury. We have young people who are looking at Daniel Penny as a hero. And what America is a hero, a killer. He didn't give a crap about Jordan. The medical examiner said Jordan turned purple. Yes, black people can turn purple when they're denied oxygen. Every lab report showed he died of asphyxiation. And that doesn't matter because they want to spare a white man the penalty of his crimes. America has not changed, and I hate to say it, it may never change. And people who keep asking, are we going to riot? Are we going to protest? Is that what's needed? Do glass have to break? Do cars have to burn for a black man to get justice in America? We can't show up with peace. We can't show up with facts. We can't show up with evidence and witness after witness. You give us nothing. And then you ask us to love this country. America hates black people, and we see it from that jury pool.
So here we have a bunch of clowns acting a fool, being stupid, and saying, oh, it's racism that, racism this. Oh, it's because these people are back from the Jim Crow era. Well, do we know if these jurors were also black as well? Did you probably think that maybe if the jurors may also be black? But you can't think past that because you're a racist, terrible organization. Let's go do a little bit of recap with BLM, alright? Because BLM is probably one of the most stupid and terrible organizations imaginable. Now, what we have here is simple. We had BLM transfer millions to Canadian charity to buy mansion formerly owned by a communist party. Oh, and what's that? And not only was it also in California, but it was a $6.3 million house in July of 2021. That was one of the part of the BLM things. And then also, BLM has been known for fraud. So we have this here. There have been multiple instances of fraud involving Black Lives Matter. Black activists sentenced to prison. Black Lives Matter organized jailed. And then Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation sues TIE Foundation. The Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation filed a lawsuit against the TIE Foundation alleging that TIEs mismanaged $33 million and violated California financial law. Yeah, but unfortunately for them, BLM has been known for its corruption. But we should all just listen to the BLM activists, right? Because they're all the right and correct people that we gotta listen to. They're the smart ones. They're not the racists, the fraudsters, the racists that are causing cancer into our country. No. Because here's the thing. If you actually cared about black people and you gave a damn, how about giving some actual money to black people that are actually in need? How about that? How about using the money that you gathered to fix some of the streets or some of the apartments that was located in black neighborhoods? Why didn't you remove some of the things that where black women are eliminating babies higher than they are keeping children? You're not doing any of these things. Instead, whenever it comes down to a white person being attacked or a black person being attacked by a white person, you sound the horn and say, oh, racism this, racism that, not helping the black people, in fact, hurting more black people than you're helping. So shut the hell up. I am tired of these BLM activist fraudsters trying to make a buck with the activism and racism that they're spewing, and they don't actually mean anything. That's just what the reality is. Good job on Daniel Penny being acquitted for this, being found not guilty, and bye-bye BLM, your power's waning. Most of the people, most of the country don't care about you anymore, and it's a good thing that that's the case, because I hate your organization. I almost hate your organization more than Democrats. It's like, you are a bunch of fraudsters. You're the true racists of this country, and you're the ones that are trying to divide us all. F you and everything that you stand for. And not just that, you guys are also advocating for violence. That's right, you guys are advocating for violence. Because you literally just said, what do we gotta do? Burn down streets, burn down cars to get what we want? So now you're advocating for violence? That's really good on you guys. That's smart. So yeah, make yourself a terrorist organization as well. Put that on your mantle. My God, these people are stupid. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. This is algorithmic disease, the social media.